WWII-era ready to check. Roger that.
Well, folks, listen, on our segment today on my WC-53 Carryall, again, I know it's 8 years of anticipation of me finishing this, and so what I want to try to do is just some of the minor things that I did to this thing and I do to all my military vehicles. And one keynote thing is, of course, battery supply. This battery box was a reproduction, and I got it from John Beisel up at Midwest Military. And the other ones, these are usually gone, but I bought an Optima battery with a special case, and you can order those off Amazon, and that's a 12 volt. But one of the things I want you to see back in here is this battery tender. Every one of my military vehicles, because they sit a lot, especially when it gets cold in the winter and this and that, I don't want the battery to degrade. That has a trickle charge and plus a full 3 amp charger on it. So every time I put it in the barn back there and in the garage, and I'm going to leave them there for a while, I plug in the battery charger and the battery tender, and you can see that it's right here, right inside the back seat through that wall back there. You can see that I put a plug in there. And so with that plug, all I got to do is just plug the back end of an extension cord and run it out the door, and it's all good. So, and with that, I want to show you kind of the interior here on what I did in the seats. Okay, now again, these seats are very, very rarely are they all good to go. Okay, you just don't find them. Again, I had these seats covered with Beachwood canvas. There's just something about the smell of Army Duck green canvas that I like, other than that vinyl stuff. Again, this is the seat that goes up in order for the passengers to get in the back. They made several configurations of these. None were made with a winch, but this one has the 3 bench seats like a staff car. And not a lot of these ended up going overseas because, again, as I've said in previous segments, these things were eked out by the enemy, namely the Germans and over in Europe, and they thought everybody that was riding in these was some importance. And so they began targeting the things, and so they really that's kind of what the downfall was. They made these into radio vehicles. That side middle seat was turned sideways, and then they put those in there so folks could have a map board and those kinds of things. But with all of that, one of the things that I did too is I had to redo these doors, okay? Because again, the latches are all wore out and all that sort of thing, and trust me, me not being a mechanic, trying to get those window glasses out of there is not an easy trick. I do have a TM, and so if some of you guys want to know how I did it and got them out and got them back in, I did order all the new latches, and I got those from DCM, Steve Flockstra up in DCM Classics up in Michigan. If you got parts that you need specifically for these vehicles and the Dodges, they've got them even for the power wagons. And so all of these, all this does, it locks now because again of the new lock sets that I was able to put in and restore these doors. But let me tell you something. Owning one of these is an honor and a privilege, and bringing it back. There are guesstimations of how many of these remain in the United States and maybe overseas, but they estimate there's probably less than 1,500 of them that actually run. A lot of them probably sitting out in the field someplace and just rotting and rusting, and it's sad. But with this, again, it's not for the lighthearted nor the light pocketbook. The restoration of this vehicle, I probably have $135,000 to $145,000 in this vehicle as it sits right now. What's it worth? What somebody will pay. And that's okay too. I really don't care. I didn't build it and restore it in order to make money off of it. I did it because I wanted to enjoy it, and I wanted to show it off in some of our historical heritage, and it gives me a good chance to use it on the Military Collectors TV series. Well, next one, we're going to talk about some other specifics that I did, and that's going to be our segment today for Military Collectors TV.
WWII-era ready to check. Roger that.